Hi there. So I'm going to have a look at some of these posts that I've been posting on social media, and there's one here that I posted this morning, and I really wanted to talk about this as it's fresh in my mind. As I said, I posted it this morning. So this is what I wrote. I can't believe people are now saying that if metals stick to your body after having the juice or being around those who've been drinking apple juice, so we're talking about the novel here, of course, and fiction, it's because your body is becoming magnetized due to ascension. This is just not true and is dangerous thinking. I urge anyone who is experiencing this to follow David Wolfe's protocol ASAP, or a similar protocol if you know of one. If you put everything down to ascension or 5D and ignore the 3D and the physical body reactions to 3D hijacked reality, then you are as lost as those who are still entrenched in 3D. We must have balance and integration. It's crucial now more than ever. So this came about, I actually saw a friend of mine post on social media a picture of these metal objects sticking to her skin and asking, what could this be, as she hasn't had any apple juice and it hasn't really been around any apple juice drinkers that she can think of. And someone had replied and said, your body's becoming magnetized due to ascension. So sorry, I'm laughing because it's just I'm trying not to be condescending, but it's just I just can't believe it. I was so shocked when I read this. Your body's becoming magnetized due to ascension, and that's why the metals are sticking to you. Oh my goodness me. Okay, so it is true that magnetism is increasing in our bodies due to ascension. I'm looking at average humanity, non-juiced, clear, trauma cleared, spiritually aware, connected. So magnetism is raising in the body. It's an electromagnetic frequency that is actually plasma fire, crystalline DNA structure. That's true. And it links to the solar energy, the sun, and it links to the grand central sun, if you will, these sun portals behind the sun that the sun is an emanation of. So galactic light codes and all of those things increasing in the DNA. That is happening. It is not the same thing as a magnet, and it doesn't make you magnetized. So if you pick up a spoon or a fork or a pair of scissors and stick them to your body, that does not mean, oh, it's okay because I'm ascending. And anything else, any other explanation, and this is what this person had written in response to my friend, any other explanation, such as the fact that you've been around juice people, is simply 3D and doesn't matter. All that matters is the 5D. This is erroneous thinking and dangerous thinking. If we ignore 3D, we are lost, we are ungrounded, and that in itself is a hijack. That spiritual awareness and knowledge of truth and actual connected aware thinking, spirituality, has been hijacked. It's been hijacked one way by preventing spiritual awareness, and it's been hijacked another way by taking spiritual awareness and distorting it and turning it into something that has no anchor. So fluffy bunny spirituality. And that's what this is. If I go outside and trip over and fall over and hurt my knee, yes, there might be a message there. That there might well be a message there, as in, is it related to something I've done that day or something I was talking about or writing about? Or might it be that I just tripped? You've got to get the 3D in there as well. So I have spoken about this a lot, about this bypassing and this fluffy bunny spirituality. No, our body is not becoming a magnet. We are not becoming magnetized through ascension. However, there is a hijacking on that, and there is a metallized artificial intelligence structure within the apples that the villagers are drinking in the novel. So this is fiction now. We aren't talking about anything at all that's in fact. You know, we're not magnetized. But in the novel, we do have villagers that are drinking apple juice, and in the apple juice in the novel, the evil witch, and under the orders of the overlords, has put this sort of artificial intelligent nanobot type magnetized metallic stuff that is kind of has the ability to merge with the organic but remains within its own code, but it has the ability to change the code of the organic structure. That's in the apples, that's in the apple juice, you know, like a little sort of metallic worm, if you like, worming its way through the apple and worming its way into the apple juice. Now that can have all sorts of side effects, and one of those side effects is the body becoming magnetized. So if that's happening to you, then you've either been drinking the juice, and I'm speaking to the villagers in the novel, or you have been around juice drinkers in the novel. So I spoke here about David Wolfe's protocol. I discussed this the other day. So I will actually put this in I'll ask Cat's Magic to put that in the description again. David Wolfe's protocol in the description. If you know of a similar protocol, there are several speakers now that are coming out with protocols that all have sort of similarities to them. So, you know, go with what resonates with you. I think David Wolfe's protocol is excellent, and it's very comprehensive. And someone said to me today, do you have to do the whole protocol? Well, again, follow your intuition on this. If you have partaken of the juice, I would say yes, do the whole thing. But if you've been around individuals and you've got symptoms like you're sticking spoons and scissors to your skin and it's staying there, and it's not just due to some, you know, something, you know, an issue with the skin, there's like extra oils on the skin or something. If this is just happening out of the blue, like my friend who posted today, then I would do the majority of that protocol as if you had actually, you know, been drinking the juice. But if you've been around juice drinkers a little bit, maybe you've hugged a couple of them, maybe you live with a juice drinker, but you haven't got any symptoms, then you don't need to do the whole protocol unless you want to, unless you feel you should. Have a look at the protocol and see what resonates with you. For me personally, I'm going to look into all of the different parts of the protocol and decide which one I want to implement if I feel I need to. We also have suggestions from other individuals. I know Anthony William has mentioned time tea. And what I may do is have the protocol substances to hand, but keep them in like a little sort of, you know, alternative medicine box, if you will, and only take them out when I need them. You know, the only protocol I might do on a daily basis is perhaps vitamin C or vitamin D, and keep other things like zinc and the botanicals to one side. Or I might decide to drink some of the teas regularly, and I've got some of these substances already. So I also recommend this healer. I stumbled upon him for the first time just a couple of days ago. I wasn't subscribed to him, and he just popped up on my feed. And I liked the look of the title, and I listened, and I thought, wow, you know, I resonated with everything this guy is saying. And he's got a huge following already. So how I haven't ever come across him, I don't know. But his name is Mark Bajerski. I presume that's how you pronounce it. He is from the north. He's got a lovely, what I believe to be Lancashire accent, which is where all my cousins and uncles and aunties live. So I recognize the accent. I love it. And he's great. And I haven't heard him say anything I don't resonate with yet. I've watched 2 or 3 of his videos that are specific to the juice, the Maxine, etc., and healing tools. And he's got some great suggestions. So yeah, check him out too. I mean, I will recommend anyone who I feel is authentically out there kind of doing the same job that I'm doing, which is trying to heal planet Earth and humanity in the best possible way we can. So yeah, Mark Bajerski, check him out. David Wolfe, another wonderful light warrior. And you know, warrior for truth. And so, yeah, his protocol is great. But please, please, to think that we're becoming magnetized, that our bodies are becoming magnets. Yes, our electromagnetic frequency is raising in its field. It's becoming plasma. It's switching from carbon based to silicon or silicate based. It's becoming crystalline. But that doesn't turn you into a magnet. It doesn't mean that metal is going to stick to your body. That is not part of Ascension. That's the juice. So yeah, I wanted to just mention that. So thank you for listening. I'll leave that one there. If you have questions about any of the topics that I'm exploring, you can join me on Telegram, MeWe, Minds, Gab, and Instagram, and you can ask questions. And, you know, I either will sort of answer them in the thread or come on a video and answer them. In fact, talking about that, I've actually got 156 comments here regarding the magnetism post. So I may just have a quick look and see if there's any other comment or question that I feel I could just talk about. So what's David Wolf's protocol? Yeah, I'll post that here. It is actually already on all my social media sites. And if you want to follow David Wolf, he has a channel on Telegram and he's got the protocol there. It's been posted on a lot of different places. Have found the protocol, so it's out there, but I will post it in the description. So people are just sort of talking about their personal situation, what their family are doing. I know it's really difficult when your family decide to go get the juice and you've tried everything that you can to help them, and then they just don't listen. Okay, so yeah, the summary of the spike protein protocol by David Wolf. It is on his Telegram, and he talks a lot about this shikimate and what the sources of shikimate are, and there's lots here. And like you know, if you are someone who's been studying nutrition or you've been called to a healthy lifestyle and nutrition is part of that, you may find that you are already doing some of these things and have been for years. And you know, I'm looking here thinking, well, I already do that. So it's like a sort of it's like a safety net for the starseeds. It's like they've already been brought into the sphere of the antidote years before this has even happened. I mean, one of these is fennel tea. I've been drinking fennel tea for about a decade. That contains shikimate, which apparently breaks the little spiky, breaks it and prevents that code from being replicated in the body. That's partly David Wolf and partly the Nine there. So, you know, don't quote me on saying that that's what David Wolf said, because that's my interpretation of what he's saying and me speaking to the Nine. But that's what they tell me. But there's tons, you know, and there's good information as well about the pine tea, because some of the pine tea can be toxic. So you have to know which ones are okay to use, and you know, how to work with pine tea. And it's really interesting because one of the things that David Wolf says here on the protocol is that shikimate and shikimic acid and their derivatives possess fighting and antiviral, antimicrobial, anticoagulant, and antithrombotic properties. It's interesting that that is being said, because the Nine told me that that which genuinely heals, you know, and we have to be, okay, let me change that, not heals, but can give benefit to a person who has, because obviously we aren't really talking about actual healing here, are we? We're just discussing my personal experience and the experience of others. The Nine have said that that which is an antidote, if you will, to also works similarly with the spiky, because the spiky and are similar but very different. They're rogue signals, being an organic one and the spiky being an artificial intelligence one, but they have similarities in the way that they are a rogue code that replicates. So there are certain things that will assist the body, because when you're looking at some of these protocols, you are looking at working with the whole body, that will assist the body who has a rogue signal in it, whether it's or a spiky. So interesting that corroborates what the nine have actually told me. And if you go back to my moon healing video, I'm talking about the whole sort of castor oil patches, castor oil packs, sorry, not patches, castor oil packs from Edgar Casey. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. So yeah, on my Telegram, under this post, someone has posted David Wolf's entire protocol, which you can find on his Telegram. So it's not just about botanicals and herbals. There's supplements here as well. And interesting, it looks to me like the supplements that are suggested for the spiky are the same ones that are suggested for the pathogen. So lots here, lots to look at. And like I said, I would hazard a bet that many starseeds who are aware and connected have already been consuming some element that has this shikimate antidote in it already ahead of time, which might account for the individuals who are holistically minded and who think holistically, that go ahead and get the juice and don't have any reaction to the juice at all at this point. But it's like, well, you know, this is really for those who've had the juice and regret having the juice and want to do something about it, or those who have been around the juiced or live with juiced and want to do something about it. It isn't for those who think, well, now there's an antidote from David Wolf, let's just go out there, get it, and take the antidote. That gives you a different kind of karmic energy, because you are playing with the energies. And that's what it means when it says in the Bible, do not put the Lord thy God to the test. That's what it means. It's playing with the energy, like, well, I can do this because then I can just take that. That works if you're being forced, but not if you are flippant in that decision. It's okay to drink this poison and eat this awful food because then I'll just heal it with this or transmute it with that. As I spoke about in the transmutation video, which I recently did. So, you know, more about that topic you'll find in that video. So, one of the things actually that are high in shikimate is wheatgrass and wheatgrass juice. And I mean, you know, the whole sort of wheatgrass juice craze was massive a few years ago in the holistic community. So I'm feeling here that many of the starseeds have got high shikimate in their diet already. Because I mean, I have wheatgrass probably once or twice a week, but I may even not always. Sometimes I'll go on to barley grass, or I'll have spirulina, but it's part of my regular protocol that I use. So I'm really pleased. And legumes are also considered to be rich in shikimate according to David Wolf. I think he's a great source of information, and the nine have confirmed that his information is of a very high percentage of accuracy, above 90%. I'm not sure what the bit that isn't, but anyway, that's what they said, well above 90%, which is pretty good. And you know, one of the best sources out there, really, I would say. I class David Wolf along with Anthony William, and there are others too. Joel Furman, I think, is fantastic, and many of the plant-based doctors, because when you look at all these compounds that are high in shikimate, it's a lot of this is plant-based. but obviously we are looking at, when we're looking here at wheatgrass juice, we're obviously looking at the grown blades and juicing them rather than maybe getting the powders. I have the powder, which I don't think has the potency. I think if you really, really have had the juice, then I would go for the blades and get juicing and have that daily, just whatever it takes to get the shikimate into you. But red kidney beans, other beans are being mentioned here. Many sort of plant-based individuals will eat a ton of beans. I guess, again, it depends on how it's being cooked. And I think predominantly we are looking at raw, germinated, sprouted beans here. And then there's nattokinase, the natto, high in vitamin K2, but also very high in the shikimate as well. So I would spend some time just reading through and having a look at what's being said. And obviously, there has to be a place where people are discussing this protocol. Go find them, go hunt around the groups and find the people discussing this protocol. They are here on my Telegram. I know that David Wolf has a Telegram channel. I'm not sure if he has an actual group or not. But there are lots of people out there talking about this. So, and I think it's fantastic that he's come up with this protocol, and very, very helpful. So, yeah, that's the main. Well, I think I did respond to this question. So I was saying that's the main sort of thread, the main discussion on this thread. Somebody did say here, Magenta, can I ask your thoughts on this, please? Part of the guidance I received from Source was to use magnetite to anchor light. I've been shown that the AI consciousness of the juice seeks light. And through further guidance, very much in resonance with your own, I've been shown various techniques and stones to use so we can be cloaked whilst in radiant light and shed from shield. I presume that means shielded from the rogue frequencies. I'm now wondering about this magnetism in the juice and whether this is leeching light from those who are shining their light without drawing the curtains, so to speak. Well, I would say that there are multiple mechanisms occurring here, but the agenda is to shield light, to prevent light. And we're talking about plasma light here. I mean, magnetite and other rocks, other crystals are amplification of light. So what this is designed to do is the opposite of a crystal. So you have AI frequencies here that are there to shut light down. So yes, what you're saying is holds merit, absolutely. So yeah, lots and lots of talks about David Wolf's protocols. You can join my Telegram and go and have a look at that discussion if you want to. But the main thing here was about the metals and the fact that we are not becoming magnetized to the point that we can have metals stick on our body. That's the juice. That's not Ascension. So I hope that's helped. And I'll be back soon with more videos. Take care. Bye.
What is karma? Are there ways we can balance this and become karma-free? Is there a particular nutritional plan we should follow for ascension? Do we increase our karmic balance by eating certain foods? How can we utilize sex magic to work with karma and move through ascension? There are many lessons we can learn from the peoples of ancient Lemuria, a civilization that existed before our known history on planet Earth. As we move through an ascension process collectively, we move back into a new Lemuria, and we take with us all the knowledge we have accumulated since those times. In this transmission from the white-winged collective consciousness of 9, key codes are presented for cellular memory recall, linking the reader beyond Atlantis and into the harmonious frequencies of the first physical civilization on the Earth, Lemuria. The 9 respond to questions using the Lemurian way as a template. Key-coded responses trigger activations within the reader as they receive the wisdom codes, standing as rainbow warriors of Gaia, moving into abundance, alchemy, and Stargate ascension. This transmission is dear to my heart, and I'm so very pleased to announce my new book, Lessons from a Living Lemuria.